Hello, hello. Offline for driver versus thing. I think I saw the note is please ignore mechanics. I will make this as decision making based as possible. Obviously, if there's some really egregious mechanical mistakes, I'll mention them. I won't go in detail, but I'll just mention, oh, you missed the skill shot happen. Obviously bad for the fight. But I will try to focus on decision making and pathing and stuff like that. So we full cleared down. Looks like Rengar full cleared up. So what does this tell us? We can say that our red's camps are cycled, are same as their red camps. What does that mean? Our raptors respawn, his raptors respawn, our Krugs respawn, his Krugs respawn, wolves with his wolves, Gromp with his Gromp, blue with his blue. That's a nice note to have. Start recalling to your Krugs. Obviously, you are late to your Krugs, but I don't mind it because you're, here in case Rengar ganks mid. So you are like 5 seconds late to your camp, but I think it's a fine trade. I don't think this top gank is possible. I obviously understand that your teammate's pinging it, so you want to listen to your teammate. Especially I think you're EU, right? So there's a bit of a concern that if you don't listen to your teammate, he'll just throw or tilt or play worse. So I understand, even if you think it's a bad play, you feel like the need to hover it. I understand, makes sense. I know a lot of coaches just be like, oh, just play slash mute all and don't listen. I don't agree with those coaches because communication is really important. And even though I didn't think this gank was possible, looks like it worked out. Ends up being 1-for-1, which is actually worth because there's assist gold in the game and his wave's fucked, so it ends up being better. The only way it would be better for you is if he takes your bot camps, but you pinged it correctly and Poppy went and defended them. So since you lost no camps, all you got it was only a plus positive. So ends up being good in general. You got full clear. The Scuttle gives you level 6. Scuttle's a big deal because he's level 5, so if you have 6 advantage, obviously it makes this fights way better. I think you are playing this a bit too scared. I think you need to recognize that you have an advantage over this Rengar being your ult. I don't know if you realize that the Scuttle gives you 6. I hope you did. But if you did realize it, or right now you realize it, I think what you do here is this flash did nothing. What you'd do here is you would just ult. You didn't really flash anything. You flashed the Rengar E-Tankly, which does 100 damage in the slow. But here I think you would just 2-man ult, Aphelios Poppy. Sorry, Aphelios TK, and then you can flash out afterwards if you want. It actually ends up working out. E with your dying breath, give it the extra attack speed, and this ends up working out. You got crab, and it looks like it's a 2-for-1 currently. And you got all 3 flashes, which is the biggest thing there. AD Sport and Jungle Flash. That's a big deal. Ready to no flash now. So if I'm you, it's Operation Full Clear Down, Red, Krugs, Raptors, and then Operation press the EQ ult button on the no flash immobile AD carry before TK gets 6. And as long as you press ult on Phyllis before TK 6, Phyllis is just guaranteed dead. And obviously if he guarantee dies, guess what? That means it's guarantee free dragon. Here it looks like you still get free dragon because there you saw the Rengar path upwards. But still, I would very much like to gank this AD carry as soon as possible. I do not want to use my ult on this guy unless I know he has no flash. If I know he has no flash, I would do what you did. If I don't know his flash is up, which means it's probably up, I would just keep walking, and then once I'm in EQ range, then I'll just EQ. If you keep chasing this Fizz, by the time you're here, Garen will be here, and then this is you're almost in EQ range. And if he doesn't chase Fizz, just keeps leaving, then it's 0-for-0, and I'll just go back to my camps. Scuttle, Wolves, Gromp, look for a bot, nothing bot, I'll just base, go back to my respawn top camps, and I'll have you also have your Profane now. I'm pretty sure Profane is 1033, I think. So you have Profane just off your bot camps. So I would not use my ult. I mean, ulting for flash is worth, because obviously ult's a lower CD, but I would rather not in this case. Especially on someone like Garen. I'm pretty sure you have your Profane. I really want to base when I have Profane. I'm a big German player. When you have Profane, it's such a big spike. Staying on the map with Profane is so sad. Uh, let's see. I'd probably just base right now in the pit. Actually, nah, I would always take this midwave too. Midwave so nice. And then once I'm here, I would also drop this Scuttle. Because I based earlier. Let's see. I would base after Scuttle here probably. Take Scuttle, insta base. No, these guys are fighting. I guess I'd cancel my base to come fight as well. That's awkward. I guess it's hard, but I would probably base here. And then just instantly open to grubs, And you basically start, again, if you base right now, it's 8:37, 8-second base, meaning you'll be base at 8:43. and then 20 seconds from here, so you'll be on the grubs at 9. Oh, let's say. Let's see, when did you start the grubs? You started the grubs at 9:05 anyway. So you'd literally be here at the same time, but you'd have full profane. And then if you have full profane, instead of having like now you feel like, oh, I have to base soon. If you had full profane right now, then you'd literally happily go Krugs, Raptors, and clear downwards fully, right? Or in this case, you do like Raptors, Krugs into top gank with no stress. But I don't know. I think what you did is low key fine. I just something about being on a map like this 1.6 feels really off, and I think you're a Masters player, right? So you should be able to relate to that. It's just not how games. I mean, obviously, jungle is very situational, so some shit happens. But yeah, this item was how much? 525. So let me go back one more time. Sorry, I was just literally just base right now. Got dragon and insta base. Literally insta base right now. No reason not to. You have boom insta base, and now grubs are up. So I literally base right now and run straight to grubs, and I'd be on grubs with ult up and all my item, and after grubs, then I'd full clear down Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Blue Grump. Or if I don't care about grubs, I'd base right now, and then I'd clear towards the grubs. I would just go Grump, Blue, Wolves, Raptors, Krugs, top gank, or a mid gank. I think that this is actually the other recall was like doable. This is the way better recall than what you end up doing, or than what I said. So yeah. Anyways, we recall now. Go to our bot camps. See bots fighting. Let's watch this fight. Definitely want to leave. I got a kill. My ult's not up. Leave. By longsword, that's chill. Clear down. Red Krugs Raptors. That's fine. You know you want to skip Krugs because it doesn't give you a level, and you want to be on Dragon on time. I'm fine with that. A player like Agron, I think, would always do these Krugs, just more economy. Red, you EQ the wall here. But I think it's the idea of skipping Krugs to be here earlier for setup and potentially getting a pick on someone, and again, even like stopping rengar from walking right now makes complete sense to me. So I don't hate it at all. We can't pull it because our Rebellion needs to base, sadly. I'm sorry, yeah, it is bot lane. So we end up just watching them do it, and then we do our camps. It sucks, but out of your control here. But here I'll just clear up. No reason to skip Gromp and Wolves, literally zero. I know you're looking to invade with your Poppy and Fizz, but you're skipping Gromp Wolves just for a Gromp. I know it's obviously enemy camps are worth more than ours, but tell me why there's no reason why right now Rengar, if he sees you crossing into top side, let's say there's a random ward in line bush, there's no reason why there can't be, right? And he just sees you, why can't he just give his top side and just take your Gromp, your Wolves, and then just dive to Sunar by yourself, right? Um, this looks terrible then, right? Even right now, even Rengar's here, they could still dive her. If you're doing Gromp Wolves, you could kind of defend the dive. Garen right now could just keep going bot and they just dive Yunar 2v1 or 3v1, and then Aphelios gets 5 plates bot and low key the game's just over. Not over, but like I hope it's not good. It looks like it works out. They don't dive Yunara, and this top play works, thank God. But I think this is like not like look, they get mid tower and they should dive Yunara here. They just don't because they're bad. But there's no reason why they can't 2v1 dive Yunara. And they end up getting bot tower and mid tower. So now you're trading 2 kills for 2 towers. Is that worth? I don't think so, right? And then even then they should have killed Yunara too, and he could have taken your bot camps. And there's no reason why Rengar has to be here. So it worked out kind of. I just don't agree though, game sense wise. There's no reason to skip these Grump and Wolves. Maybe it's like you're kind of like mad that you lost the dragon, so you want to trade something. I just don't think it's correct though. Usually you want to take your weak side camps and then trade. But if you go trade and leave these camps up, then they could just give these camps and trade them as well, and it's an even trade. Two Grump Wolves for Grump Wolves, but then they got the dragon, so they're up on the exchange, right? Okay, actually good. Ult into EQ. Again, you haven't ulted Aphelios once since you guys flash. To be fair, I haven't seen too many opportunities to do it, but it's fine. Save your EQ for TKW. Save your EQ for EKW. Okay, nice. Now you do, so he's low enough where his TKW shouldn't matter. So there you go. Good job. This guy should die as long as you play it slow. Yeah. And DQ, kill this guy. Insta base. basically get your item. In this game, I'd probably just go tab eyes. I know Ionians are really strong for driving multiple EQs, but low-key, I find that having these two items gives you enough ability haste, especially because you usually go to Stance third, which gives you more ability haste, and Visage fourth, which gives you even more ability haste. So low-key, I think tab eyes, obviously 80, 80, 80. They only have 1 AP, which is Rumble, and I haven't seen you fight Rumble once this game. So I think it's more important that these guys just don't kill you. Me personally, and Ionians aren't bad. Just I've been playing a lot of Jarvan, so it's just my preference, but that's fine. Also, a lot of times I've had a lot of games where I just sit on tier ones, and I just to rush that stance. Because look, here, after you bought Axiom, how much money do you have? You have 2.1.7, 1.1. So here I could buy. You could buy a full Warhammer, for that stance, or I forget how much sigil will cost, the sigil item in the that stance, but maybe you could almost afford that too. Okay, here for the Herald fight. Probably has to flash out. I really see like you have no ult. I really don't give a fuck about Herald. I'd rather just give Herald, clear my camps, Krugs, Wolves, Gromp, Scuttle, and play for the respawning dragon. And I'll have ult by then. I'll be level 12 by then. Blah blah blah. I mean, you're playing to hover the Fizz makes sense because he's your strong member. But again, I think just skipping your Wolves Gromp here looks really sad. If you are gonna play into top side, then instead of opening like you opened, I would just open the Gromp here, right? I just open the Gromp. If my plan is to play for Herald or play for my Fizz, I just open the Gromp and then clear up. Gromp, Wolves, Raptors, Krug, and then hover this Fizz forever. But opening the top side and then staying top side is really it's just off to me. Also, I think you should just commit to your own plan. Like here, it's either right here after Krugs, Operation A, just fuck this dragon and just live top side for the next 2 minutes and dive this Rumble, kill this Rumble, get top tower or whatever. Or option B, fuck top here and just go Wolves, Gromp, Scuttle, and do dragon setup. Either dragon setup or just trade. But here you're kind of trying to do both. You're here for the trade, but now you're like, but your 80k is dead, so now obviously bot side should be gone. But now you still try to cross into bot side, but there's no way you're gonna do anything here. Your 80k is dead. You have no setup because you weren't here earlier. Because if you want to set up, you should have been on the Wolves Gromp and then playing with Poppy to get vision. And then at this point, if you stay top, you could with Fizz, you could this one you could have been here EQing over the wall, ulting this Rumble, killing Rumble. So it's either be here like fucking 30 seconds earlier, Yunar doesn't die, Poppy doesn't die, you get full vision control, or don't come at all and just fuck these guys and then kill Rumble. But you can't be late to the setup, Yunar dead while you're here, and then still come to fight something that's not fightable. See what I mean? It's either I'm not saying which one's better, the trading or the fighting. ICBA. I'm a coach that I like to give options. It's either option A, just full trade line, or option B, full fight line. I hate option C, which is you open to trade and then you cross to the fight, and it's just a fucking whole ass mess. I hate that. So hopefully that makes sense. But here, because again, like here, you get nothing. You didn't get top tower, you didn't kill Rumble, and you have 0 set up for this. So you just got you lost both sides of the map. There's nothing worse in League at high level than losing both sides of the map, and that's what you did. You have nothing here, and you have nothing here. You just have nothing everywhere. Even when you're down 10k gold, you should get something somewhere. If they won this side, you should get something this side. You know. And this game obviously is super even assignment behind, so there's no reason to just get. There's no reason why you should ever get nothing. I think this is the third time you ulted again in this game. Looks like he dies, but again, I think Aphelios is immobile, Rumble's immobile. Who's their fucking jungler? I forgot who the jungler is. Oh, Rengar. Even Rengar's immobile. Like, I know Garen's immobile too, but he's obviously the tankiest guy. He's probably the guy I'd want to ult the least, and he's the guy you ulted the most this game. Okay, 2-man ult. Looks fucking beautiful. Good job. First ult on Rengar Aphelios this game, and it looks, obviously, it worked out really well. So that should be the goal every fight, in my eyes. Pull Dragon Baron instantly. Beautiful. Let's see how this goes. This is a good pull. Rumble is Rumble, but it's still good. They have no smite, so this should still go well. Just keep hitting it. Make sure you don't get one shot. Yeah, good job. I know it looks scary, but as long as you don't shit your pants, they have no smite. So as long as no one gets one shot or walks too far, the Baron, it should always work. How close to your item? You're so, bro. You gotta stay. You're 700 gold, 70 gold from item. Go take wolves. Go take a top wave. I don't care what the fuck you do. This is such a strong item, and you're so close to it. You have to stand the map for it. If like Dragon was spawning in 10 seconds or something. Sorry, CZ. then you can make an argument like, oh no, I have to be on time for this dragon. If we lose dragon, we lose the game. I get it, but obviously there's no rush to be anywhere, so you should always greed when you're this close. When there's no very urgent play in the map, which there isn't. Sorry about that. My mic got unplugged. But no, this all looks really good. You base, obviously, you can get your item, but they kind of just they're kind of in things, so you clean them up, go mid, siege with your team, get Baron. I mean, with Baron, siege their towers. Obviously, you die here. I think it's 1 for 1's fine. I think I would just die with a smile on my face. I just wouldn't flash. Because even if you live, are you gonna keep sieging? Nah, you don't. You don't really get anything for living. I guess you have 1K. Actually, no, you have 1K. You should flash to live. You just, if anything, you should flash earlier and just uh, trust the Fizz will finish the job. Since the guy's stuck in a cage and he's no flash, since he's no flash because he used his flash on your ult earlier. So yeah, giving 1K is definitely not good. Okay, play for this dragon. Your team's fighting here, so you obviously come to help with them. Get 2 kills, and pull dragon. Beautiful. AD carry gets caught, nothing you could do. Get catch the Garen, nice. Let's see. I'd probably go Randuin's over GA just because they have double crit. Double crit being Aphelios and then Rengar. I know they made it so Rengar Q doesn't 100% crit like before, but it still does have it does he still does crit every so often. And then obviously Garen doesn't have it yet, but Garen usually shifts into crit third or fourth. I think I mean I don't know. I think GA is fine if you want to do more damage. Um, but I think at this point it's better to be tank here. I think Fizz and Yunar have been doing plenty of damage, and obviously Loki with 3 damage items, Axiom, Profane, and Distance, you already do plenty. You don't need more damage, so I would rather go around. If you can make an argument that the more HP you have, the longer you can be in a fight, the more damage you'll actually do in the fight. Uh, so I'd rather go Randuin's if I was gonna go another armor item, personally. Like all the damage you're gonna take in the fight's gonna be Aphelios. Look at this, boom crit, boom crit. Yeah, look at the damage chart. It's all 80, or 70% of it. What are we fighting here for? Nah, I think it just it feels. I mean, you just can't queue in. You have 2 smite. If you only had one charge of smite, I'd get you don't want to smite it because you'd have smite down for Baron. But when you have 2 smites, then there's no reason why you shouldn't just smite this. But queuing in is obviously so troll. You're just way too far up now. If you didn't queue in, you just smited it. You would just EQ out. You would never die. And then yeah, you just never die. But now you die and now we're relying on our teammates to win. Looks like they win, thank God, but it's just pure luck. If they end up losing it, then you lose Baron, and potentially the game is lost here, right? So I think here, if you could have done it here, if what you could have done here as well, is potentially smite it, not die, and potentially you could like get a 2-man ult here, then like flash out or then EQ out, because technically your EQ would still be up, and then if you live here and you win the fight, then you get Baron here, right? So, but again, I'm not gonna talk about the mechanics too much. That's the one thing you say you don't want to talk about. Okay, ult the Rumble. You're kind of swimming in it. Like you could flash out earlier, or you could just walk like instead of walking right, you could just walk up left, like here towards this guy, and here you're still above half. You still have you triumph HP as well. So I think you would literally just be the exact same HP but with flash up, and you wouldn't get your GA pop because you'd be playing left side, so you wouldn't be in regular jump range. Um, so yeah, I think you having your flash burn and getting your GA pop there is really bad and unnecessary. think your engage on Rumble is good. You trade 1-for-1 support for top is obviously worth. I don't know how your Fizz died. That's not your fault. Nice fucking steal. Good job. This is actually that's literally the best you could have done. Good job. Nothing else we're gonna say. Potentially game saving. I mean, or game winning, or both. Something I like doing a lot when I'm 6 item driving, or I'm 5th items building 6. Last time I just built a armor pen item. Like I literally just go Lord Doms or Grudge or Mortal Reminder. This one Mortal is actually not bad because they have Fearless Healing with Bloodthirster, Rengar W, right? Round trip. Because this is in the game, everyone's level 18, so everyone has 100 armor basically. So not having any armor pen besides just your Q, you actually even with because you're double lethality of Profane and Axiom, you actually just start doing no damage. So a lot of times when I'm in games like this, I actually just go Grudge 6th or Immortal. I haven't seen any other Germans do it. Or I guess you could go Cleaver with the same logic, but I actually think it's really good. Because at this point, what are you building next? Derax? I don't really feel like you're surviving any longer in these fights with this extra 600 HP, right? I feel like you're either getting one shot or you're not dying at all. There's no other, no other way around it, right? So I'd rather just do more, you know, especially when you already don't have like Randuins, you're already not as tanky. I also think this late in the game, you should always sell Axiom. I mean, sorry, your Ionians for either Tab Eyes or Mercs. The extra ability haste doesn't really matter because you're rarely in the last three team fights you haven't got multiple EQs off. You basically just the fight is just decided with your first EQ ult. Either you get a big ult or a big EQ, or you get no EQ, no ult, and then the fight's lost. Right? These fights aren't. You're too squishy to get like EQ into EQ into EQ because when you EQ in, you're dying to 3 fucking autos. Right? You don't get to get multiple spell rotations off. You know. Also, when you have like Grudge or like Nalathos right here instead of Tunneler, this guy can't do that. Even now, by the way, he can't do this. Like, you should just be EQing him, chunking him, right? EQing, bring him to here, he CCs, this guy gets to hit him, or something, whatever. Profane auto. Like, I think EQ auto Profane brings him to like this. And obviously, it's just. And you just walk out. You're not going to die for it. And then why not chunk the guy for half HP, right? I think this guy being able to walk up and not get hit at all is pretty sad to my eyes. He should get punished in some way. That was a good fight. Yeah, I mean, no Randuins, no Tab Eyes. I know you have GA Death Dance armor, but like no Tab Eyes, no Randuins. This guy is about to shred the fuck. I mean, look at this fucking damage, right? That's why I really think you have to get Tab Eyes or Randuins. I actually think you should have had both this game, because you see Death Dance GA is not doing shit versus him. Um, so yeah, and you see, yeah, you get your GA popped and you just revive and die anyway. So that's why I just don't like GA. I just do not like GA. And the thing is, it's simple. Here, if you don't have damage to kill this guy, and you don't have the items to survive him, you just don't go in on him. You just keep chilling. Right now, the fight's still good, right? You have it's 4 versus 3, so you just instead of ulting, you can just back up, wait for Poppy to heal back up, or she can base. Fizz can go for another flank or something. They can never pull the dragon, right? Because they have no smite. They can never pull it. Because if they ever pull it, you can always just flash EQ smite it. So you can just chill. You don't have to force here. If you have no way to kill him or no way to survive him, then don't force into him. That's that simple, right? But when you die here now, they will get dragon because now you guys have no smite. So they will just do it and not worry about it. And this is your soul, so losing the dragon is actually a big deal. So I think very preventable for sure. I think the fight was already won, and you're in a stalemate. They can't pull it because you'll do it. If you guys pull it, then maybe you wait for Fizz to get a flank on the Philios, or when your Fizz has abilities up, then you'll go and flash ult him, and then if Fizz is in range to follow up, it'll work. But in that case, when you went to no one was in range to follow up with you, right? And I think that's what you guys have gotten out scale. The Philios is 6 items. He's one of the best late game carries in the game. And Garen is also scaled. Xante as a tank is useless because Philia shreds him. Fizz he's an assassin. He has to get like really creative good angles, which is skill gap. And now again we built. I mean, Edge and I knew you're probably building it for the passive, but yeah, building a without item to stay in the game when everyone's level 18, you're just doing no damage. I'd rather have a grudge here 100%. If you want to be tankier, just sell your boots for tab eyes or sell your GA for Anduins. That's gonna do more than any edge passive would. Philios no flash, so he should just die. Nice. Wait, you're hitting the TK block. Oh my god. Alright. I mean, fucking barely, right? Get hip, leave. What a fucking sweat fest, right? Whew. You flash into the Rumble ult. Okay, you die here. You should never die here. The second time this game where you are just going the wrong direction, just flash literally anywhere where you flash. You can flash here, anywhere here you'd live. You flash, and then you'll just EQ over here, or you'll EQ away. So again, I know you didn't want to talk about mechanics, but this one is insane. You know what I mean? You should never die here, ever. If anything, I'd rather you die and keep your flash, because then you'd have flash for the Baron fight or the Dragon fight, right? But now you have no flash for either, and you being dead, why does it matter? Just 300 gold. There's no objective up or anything, right? Okay, gain the sign T fight, I assume. Rengar jumps in. When you have J like this, I think don't run away. Like here, I'll just EQ in on the Rumble and like force him to hit you. So when Yunar comes out of GA, then he has to choose which one of he wants to hit. If he hits him, you kill him. If he hits you, then Yunar will kill him, right? Yeah, he has to choose. But when you isolate yourself, when you like run away, then he doesn't have to choose. He can just go hit him and not worry about the driver hitting him back. You know. But I think at this point you've gone to scale this too hard. I think we threw our lead earlier. Yeah, anything else? Oh, hopefully that was helpful. I think I didn't give you too many specific goals. I think one of the big things I just had a lot of small points I kept noting out. I think one of the big points I had was obviously the build stuff was one thing. Second thing is I swear I think in the first 20 minutes or 25 minutes, six of your let's say nine ults were on Garen, and none of your ults were on Philios. You literally burned Philios flash level 4 or 5, and you never went back bot lane. Obviously, this Philios ended up still carrying the game and scaling. I don't think he ever should have had a chance to scale into this game and get the kills he got in. I think you should have been focusing him like way earlier. Same with the Rumble on side lane, right? That just came back to me like you should either be full trading or not trading at all. But you keep trying to go like option C where you're kind of trading but kind of matching, and I think you have to commit either full match or full trade. You really have to stop doing these like double plays, right? And then again, I think you spent way too much time prioritizing this Garen this game when you should be prioritizing either killing Aphelios perma because he's a mobile carry, or killing Rumble perma because he's also a mobile carry. Again, I know Garen's mobile, but he's obviously the tankiest guy in their team, and he has tenacity and all these other things built into his kit. So that's my advice for you. If you have any questions, you can DM me on Discord. My Discord right here is Chat Jungle on the right hand side. You can just DM me here. All right, see ya.